Hi, my name is Aled Hughes, and within this video we're going to look at the biomechanics of acceleration within sport. Within Speed for Sports, we use the athletic development model that is shown on this slide here. Our four pillars that we work with our athletes are acceleration, deceleration, stabilization, and range of motion. So we need to actually know some of the basics of the terms before we actually look at the actual theory of acceleration. So acceleration only exists if there is a change of velocity. Velocity is equal to speed and direction. Knowing some of this theory can then help us when we look at the practical applications we're trying to use when we're trying to help our athletes. In this first set of images, you will see a frame-by-frame view of an athlete using acceleration to push away from a line. Now we're going to look at these images frame by frame and look at some key principles that can help us develop better acceleration. So the athlete here is in a 2-point starting position. That meaning there's two body parts touching the floor only, which is obviously in this picture is her right foot and her left foot. We've put these red lines and blue lines through the body shape to help you see what we're actually looking for in exact precision. From this image, you can see that it's her right foot that is forward, which is indicated by the blue line. If we actually look at her hands, it's the actual left hand that's forward. We always start in this position, which is opposite hand to opposite foot, always in every situation to help our athlete generate force and velocity to get away from this line. So she's started her movement, and what we've noticed straight away is that the angles have changed slightly. She's lowered the angles. She's looking towards getting to a 45-degree angle so she can straighten this red line completely straight. So this is one of the main frames we look at to analyze acceleration. The red line is very, very important here. What we're looking for is what we consider to be a triple extension, where the hip, knee and ankle are completely extended into a straight line. She's slightly off on this due to using the floor as a pushback, but that is okay for this situation here. Her angle of the body is around 45 degrees to the ground. Stronger athletes can and may have lower angles, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Another key factor here is that she has parallel shins and body. So if you look at her shins, they're parallel to each other. The reason for this and why we want this is because when these are parallel, the front leg can actually drive back into the ground from this position, which we'll show you in some of the images in a second. So some key points to look at here is, look at the head position. It's looking forward and down, not just straight down. From this head position, you can see that she's got a braced trunk. Her upper body is really, really braced and powerful and strong. We might use the word stiff. Where then another key point was the triple extension from the back of the leg, and she's getting maximum use of the hips and shoulders throughout this process. So on the next two frames, I put them together and they will go forward and backward, because I want you to focus only on the red shin and the red foot. They are the two most important things to look at here, which is the red shin and the red foot and the path that it travels. So as we look at these photographs going forward and backwards, just look at that red toe and how low it stays, or how close it stays to the ground. We try and keep our toes close to the ground on the step through here, because if it does go up in the air, it's further off the ground. If it's further off the ground, it takes longer then to get your foot onto the ground. Running is always about getting your foot onto the ground as quickly as you can and as powerfully as you can. So that is really, really, really important, to keep that foot as close as you can to the ground on the drive through. So as you can see, the athlete here is pushing away. So we'll go back slightly. So here the toe is staying close to the ground on the red line. It'll come through slowly. Look at it there, toe up on the right foot, on the left foot there. So the red line, the toe is pointing up. The angle is at 45 degrees. So if you look at all the angles, this is all what we call a push action. So therefore, the feet are always behind the hips here. So she's always, the red line shows that the red foot is behind her hip. So she's pushing away. Triple extension again, strong arm actions. This is what we're looking for. So this is like an aeroplane taking off. During top end speed, there is more of an upright or tall position, but we're not looking for that, because this is only the acceleration phase. So as you can see, she's looking for triple extension. Her eyes are still looking forward, very strong arms. And then as she progresses into maybe step number 4, 5, 6, and 7, then we see a taller athlete. And then we're going into a new phase of the pulling action, or top end speed. So here she still is driving forward, and again we're looking for repeatability in regards to the triple extension, the low feet close to the ground to begin with. But then once we go into the next phases, you will see changes, which will be a taller athlete, a bigger gait between each step, then higher hips and higher knee action, and then the important bit then is the cycling action underneath the body between step to step. Those will easily be seen in another video we do, which is just about top end speed. I hope you've really enjoyed this. The last clips show all the videos put together again.